So a group of MIT kids used that system, went to Vegas, and won $6 million. And I discovered this group through a friend of mine who introduced me. I started going to Vegas with them. So I was still a struggling writer. I had at that point actually published a number of novels. So that was after that year of struggle. I was basically, I was living large for someone whose books were not selling. It's not a great lesson for the kids. But I just kept writing, I kept publishing, but the audience wasn't there. No one was reading my stuff. So I was at this point where I had a stack of business school applications under my bed because I was like, the only way I'm going to get out of this is to go to business school and get a job, a real job. But what happened was a girl who I'd gone to college with said, I want you to meet a group of friends of mine. And they were hanging out at this bar, and I went there, and they had all this money, and it was $100 bills. And you never saw $100 bills in Boston at the time. Nobody had $100 bills. I mean, in New York, you have $100 bills. In DC, you probably have $100 bills. I mean, in New York, you have $100 bills. In DC, you probably have $100 bills. But in Boston, there was none of them. And so I couldn't figure out why, and they invited me to Vegas. So I essentially started going with the MIT Blackjack team every weekend to Vegas. And I was blown away. This is the best story I'd ever seen. It just happened to be a real thing and not one of the fiction I had been writing. So I ended up writing that as my first nonfiction. They would hit the casinos, spreading 10 kids out across a casino, everybody keeping track of the cards, and then they would call in the guy called the big player. And we eventually made a movie out of it. But that was my first big book.